I just found out that my best friend sabotaged my relationship. So I decided to end her career since that's really the most important thing to her in this world, and people were saying I went too far. I'll let you guys be the judge. So, have you guys ever been cheated on by your husband? Well, I have, and let me tell you, it's not as fun of an experience as you might think that it could be. And well, if I'm going to top it all off, it was with my best friend of 14 years. Yeah, you read that right. My life is an absolute mess right now, and I have nobody to talk to because the people I would usually talk to about something like this is what's bothering me. In fact, the reason I'm so devastated is why I'm here. I know some of you might understand what I'm going through and not tell me I'm being dramatic or anything, because my husband certainly thinks I am. Even though he has not explicitly said anything, I know that's what he's thinking. But wait, let me give you guys the real tea about the entire situation, and a little background detailing as well to help you guys understand what's going on. So basically, I've been friends with Ashley since we were both 15. We met in the first year of high school and instantly bonded over how similar we were. Our fashion sense, the way we talked, the way we decorated everything, our aesthetic, and everything else were so similar that I was genuinely shocked at how two people could be so tuned with each other but not be related. However, the aspect of similarity is probably the reason I've been betrayed now. So the reason I was happy about her being my best friend is now biting me in the butt. Ashley was like a sister to me. I mean, we did everything together, from going grocery shopping to being the first passengers in our new cars at 18, having our first drink together to even living together during our college years. There was no one else I trusted more than her in my entire life. Heck, I would even choose her over my external family, because even my immediate family considers her part of us. She would be at all the family dinners, or if my parents were out of town, she would spend holidays with us. One time, she even came to the Bahamas with us for our family trip, and nobody minded because she was just one of us, you know? Then, at the age of 21, I met my husband, Sam. We met in college, we fell in love quickly, and got married soon after graduation. Sam's the kind of man who makes everybody feel comfortable. He has this easy charm and a way of making you feel like you're the only person in the room when he's talking to you. He's always knowing how to make me laugh, even when I'm having a bad day. These are only 5% of the reasons why I love him, and I feel like they're important to mention so that you guys understand just how much I was obsessed with this man and how important he was to me before all of this. We even had a beautiful daughter, Emily, who's a carbon copy of Sam and has blue eyes and curly brown hair. She's 4 years of age in the light of my life. Sam was also such a great dad to our daughter. I felt lucky to have found somebody who seemed so dedicated to us, but now that's all gone out the window. Our perfect little family was just an illusion and nothing more. I work in the city as a graphic designer, and Sam works in finance. Our job keeps us busy, but we've always made time for each other and for Emily. We live in a cozy house in a nice neighborhood, and the kind where everybody knows everybody. The best or, worst part about this house is that Ashley lives just a street away from us. Ashley and Sam have always gotten along well, which I appreciated. It felt like we had this little extended family. Ashley would come over for dinner, babysit Emily when we needed a night out, and join us for family outings. She was always there, and I was grateful, but now I wonder if she was there for me just to seduce my husband. One evening, I remember coming home from work a little earlier than usual. Sam and Ashley were in the living room laughing about something. It seemed normal, but there was something in the way that they looked at each other. It made me pause. It was a look that I could not be placing, almost too familiar to intimacy. I brushed it off, telling myself I'm just being paranoid. But then little things started adding up. I noticed that Sam and Ashley had inside jokes that I was not a part of. They would exchange glances and smirk about something I didn't understand. I tried to join in, but they would just quickly change the subject or laugh. I told myself, they're good friends, and it was nothing to worry about, but I still felt very weird about the entire situation. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? My husband and best friend They started having these jokes that they wouldn't share with me, and instead of trying to include me, it felt like they were actively trying to push me away from them. Then another thing happened that made me even more uneasy about the entire situation. A few weeks later, we were all at the neighborhood barbecue. It was one of those perfect summer days, and everybody was having a great time. I was chatting it up with some neighbors when I saw Sam and Ashley standing off to the side talking. Their body language seemed off. They were standing too close for it to be friendly, and Sam had his hand on Ashley's arm, which was weird because I was establishing a boundary with him where I told him I didn't like him touching other girls. When they noticed me watching, they quickly stepped apart and joined the rest of the group. Then there was the night Sam came home late from work. He had been working on a big project, so late nights were the usual, but this time he smelled like Ashley's perfume. I knew it was hers because she always wore the same distinctive scent. It was a mix of vanilla and something floral. When I asked him about it, he said that he had run into Ashley at a coffee shop after work, and they had a little quick chat. His explanation seemed plausible, but there was something in his eyes that made me doubt him, and besides, the question was, why would he smell like her perfume if they just ran into each other and had coffee? That's when I started paying more attention. I began to notice that Sam was texting more often and being secretive about his phone. He used to leave it lying around, but now he always had it with him. The most suspicious part of this was that he would get defensive if I asked who he was texting, or why he was smiling at his screen. Usually he would have given a rat's butt if I had his phone or if I was using it, so I could say with a guarantee that it wasn't like him to be so secretive. And it just worried me a lot more than I expected it to at the time. One night after Sam had just gone to bed, I just could not sleep because everything that had previously happened was just constantly playing inside of my head, and that nagging feeling kept me tossing and turning. So I decided that I had enough of this drama, and finally decided to check his phone. I felt so guilty, like I was invading his privacy, but I was really desperate for answers. My heart pounded as I unlocked it like I knew it was about to uncover something terrible, and I didn't know if I was ready for it or not. At first, I found a string of messages between Sam and Ashley. It seemed innocent enough. They were talking about random stuff, nothing too alarming, but as I kept scrolling, the tone of the messages started to change. They were flirty comments and references to inside jokes that would just go straight over my head. My heart sank and I felt a cold chill run down my spine as I scrolled more because their conversation, it went into something else. And in that instance, they would share pictures with each other. It's been a week since then and my mind is all jumbled, like a scrambled egg. I know I can't keep this to myself any longer. I need to confront them and get the truth out of them in the open. But I'm scared. I don't know how Sam will react, and I don't want to lose Ashley, despite everything, just because she's been my best friend for so long that I don't know how to function without her. What do you guys honestly think that I should do? Update number 1. Okay guys, so things have definitely taken a dark turn in the last 2 months. Before I let you know what happened though, I do need to address just a few of the comments that I got on my previous post. First of all, I would like to thank all of the people who are supporting me, because it's truly been a very tough time for me dealing with all of this alone, and just straight up knowing that I've got people on my side is something that brings me a lot of comfort at this moment. So yes, I really do appreciate it, guys, seriously. However, I've also seen some pretty nasty comments who are attacking me, and about the way that I've dealt with things, guys. Someone over here thinks that it wasn't my best idea to go through Sam's phone, even when I was suspecting that he was, cheating on me. With my best friend. How do you expect me not to do anything about it when it's right there? I don't think you've ever been in a situation like this before because, let me tell you, if you have been, you would not react to my actions like that. Come on. Anyways, I'm glad I did that because I would not have ever figured out the truth and I'd be stuck doubting mine and their relationship all my life. This has made me realize that there's no one in this world that I should put my trust into because I'll tell you right now, no matter what, how many years you've known someone, they're always going to betray you one way or the other. There's another thing I've realized. I should not be the only one who's hurt. If I'm suffering, they should suffer with me. In the end, they're the ones who caused this pain to land on me. I couldn't just sit back and do nothing, so I started planning. And let me tell you, it's been a wild, wild ride. First, I decided to hit Ashley where it hurts. Her career. Ashley and I have always been best friends, and we would do everything together. As I said in my previous post, we decided to get our jobs in the same building as well, if not in the same field. She's always been so career-driven, so I figured if I could mess with her job, it would hurt her the most, which is exactly what I was aiming for in the first place. It started small. I didn't immediately want to cause a big chaos, so I knew that I had to take things slow and not rush. This is why I began by spreading rumors about her at work, whispering things to her colleagues that I knew would make them look at her differently. I hinted that she was unreliable, that she was looking for a new job, and that she was having issues outside of work that were affecting her performance. It did not take long for these rumors to catch on. In a few days, people started questioning her and doubting her, and her reputation started to take a hit really bad, which I did enjoy a lot. One day, I overheard Ashley talking about a big presentation that she had coming up, and that's exactly when I saw my chance to sabotage her. I managed to sneak around and get my hands on her presentation material. Don't ask me the details, gosh, it took so much patience at my work. I swapped out some slides and changed the data, setting up for failure is what I did. And then on the day of the presentation, she was completely blindsided. Her data did not make sense. Her points, they fell flat, and she totally looked unprepared. Her boss was also not impressed with her, and, well, I could see the frustration and confusion on her face as well. At home, things were just as complicated, since Sam had no idea what I was up to. I kept up a show, pretending to be so in love with him that if I didn't have the text engraved in my head, I would have fooled myself. We had a heart-to-heart talk and even went on date nights. And while I smiled and played the role of loving wife, I was constantly planning my next move. I'm not going to say it just yet in case it goes wrong. But if all goes well, expect a big sudden surprise, you guys, because it's coming. Update number 2. Hey guys, I'm here for an update. Well, it's me, OP. It's been a week. But I want you to get a little bit comfortable because things are about to get much more weird. I recently discovered something that blew my mind and made my blood boil even more. So I was in Sam's office at home a week ago because I was trying to find my iPad while Sam wasn't home. I noticed a drawer that I hadn't really paid attention to before. It was locked, which of course made me feel very suspicious. After everything that happened, I knew I had to see what was inside. It took me a while, but eventually I found the key hidden in his desk. What I found in the drawer was like a punch to the gut. But just like the phone, I don't regret opening it because it made everything much more clear for me. Inside the drawer was a box full of old letters, photos, and mementos. As I started reading through the letters, it hit me so hard that I didn't even know the full story, and yet I was so aggravated. Sam and Ashley have been having an affair for years. Even before Sam and I got married, there were love letters from Ashley dating back to when Sam and I were just dating. They talked about secret meetups, inside jokes, and plans for the future that did not include me. I felt absolutely sick to my stomach as I kept reading how they made up these fun situations and how they made fun of every bit and how I didn't know. Some of the letters were weird because Sam was saying things like how he's in love with me and regrets everything he did with Ashley and doesn't want to do it anymore. It seemed like he'd have these phases of regret every few months where he would leave Ashley and come to me. And I'm assuming that's probably why he married me and not her. I was probably the safer option since we were already dating, and it would be weird if he just broke up with me to go for my best friend. He could not do that when he still wasn't sure who exactly he was in love with. I can't believe how deep the betrayal goes. All the time I thought the affair was something recent, but it's been going on for years. Sam and Ashley have been lying to me from the very beginning. It's like my entire relationship with Sam is built on a lie. And oh boy, the anger and hurt I felt before, and nothing compared to what I'm feeling now. At work, I'm making sure I keep the pressure on Ashley and make her life a living hell over there. I'm hinting at her unprofessional behavior, making everybody think that she's simply being a jerk to everyone in the office behind their back, but I'm making sure it does not lead back to me just yet. I've been super careful about that. Every time I hear about a new problem she faces at work, it feels like a small victory. I make sure her colleagues doubt her reliability and her incompetence. I watch as her perfect reputation crumbles bit by bit. It's even more satisfying after everything I've found out. I have not forgotten Sam, though. I'm going to make sure I ruin his life as well. However, I'm working hard to make sure to be extra attentive to our daughter, Emily, so she does not sense anything is wrong. I help her with her homework, take her to the park, and keep our routine as normal as possible. But late at night, when everyone's asleep, I stay up plotting. I gather more evidence, think about new ways to expose their affair, and make sure my plans are foolproof so that when I go through with them, nothing will go wrong. Update number 3. Oh, hey guys, it's me. I'm back with an update. Well, I just want to say I'm sorry. I could not update you guys for a whole month, but here's the latest on my situation. The situation has become more intense, and I've been working very hard behind the scenes just to compile proof against Sam and Ashley. My current goal is to ruin Ashley's reputation to get a good divorce settlement from Sam. And no, I have not confronted them yet. Here is what has been going on. After discovering the affair had been going on for years, I knew I had some solid evidence at hand and I need to find it, if I really wanted to make them pay. I started by digging through old emails, text messages, social media messages, and found a bunch of incriminating messages between Sam and Ashley. They talked about their secret meeting, shared personal details, and even made fun of me behind my back. It was gut-wrenching to read, but I knew it was essential for my plan. So I saved them all in my laptop to show my lawyer. I also started taking screenshots and printing out anything that could be useful later. I saved photos of them together, saved messages, and even recorded some of their phone calls. I wanted to make sure I had a mountain of evidence that would be impossible to deny. Well, the more I found out, the angrier I got. But it also fueled my determination to see through with this. To make sure I had everything, I decided I'll even hire a private investigator. They're not even that much money. It was a bit tricky because I had to be careful with my money, but I made it work. The investigator followed Sam and Ashley around, snapping photos of them meeting up. He also wrote detailed reports about where they went and what they did. This added even more proof to my case, which I knew would help me ruin Ashley's reputation and get a good deal in the divorce. I also started looking into divorce lawyers as soon as I could because I wanted to make sure I had the best representation possible when the time came. I was met with a few who I thought were really great and shared some of the evidence I gathered. Most of them were confident that with the amount of evidence I had, I could secure a favorable divorce and make him give me a lot of settlement and make him regret ever playing games with my life like this, which is the only thing that gave me a sense of hope and determination. As I prepare myself to take revenge on them and the divorce I'm about to throw in their face, I've also started thinking about my future. I know I need to have a plan in place for after everything comes out, so I've started looking into new job opportunities, even places to live, and even schools for little Emily. I need to make sure I have a solid plan because, well, I don't know, it just needs to be. Once this chapter is finally closed, I'm not going to suffer anymore. You know what's worse? Despite all the planning and gathering of evidence, there were moments when the weight of all of it felt overwhelming. There were nights when I could not sleep, consumed by anger and betrayal. But I kept reminding myself of why I'm doing this, and how Sam and Ashley have lied to me for years, and how they need to face the consequences of all of their actions, even. I still have not confronted them yet. I'm waiting for the perfect moment when everything is in place, and I'm ready to drop all the evidence I've gathered. It's hard to keep up the facade, but I know it's necessary. Even though the anticipation is killing me, I know it'll be worth it in the end. Update number 4. Hey guys, crap really hit the fan in the last 2 weeks. I really need to tell you what happened because it's just been so darn chaotic. And I don't even know how to process it. So, well, you know how I said I was going to make them pay for what they did to me? Yeah, I chose to do it at a big social event and it was absolutely insane. Basically what happened was I found out about this big birthday party that a close friend of mine was throwing. It was the perfect opportunity to reveal everything because everyone we knew would be invited, and Ashley and Sam would also be there. This event was going to be packed with people that we knew, so I thought it was the ideal moment to expose Sam and Ashley's affair. I talked to my friend about it and she gave me her consent. She was so shocked and supportive when I told her everything that happened that she was actually the one who gave me the idea of doing this at her party because she said I needed to make them feel ashamed. So I planned everything with extreme detail. I was just making sure that all the evidence lined up and was ready. On the night of the party, I was completely calm and collected since all I had to do was drop a bomb in front of everybody and prepare to run, just to get 'em ruined my ex-best friend and soon-to-be ex-husband's reputation. The party was jam-packed. Dressed perfectly were the people, dancing, enjoying themselves, unaware of what I was about to do. Sam and Ashley and I were all hanging out together, and every time I looked at the two, it looked like they didn't have a care in the world, and that's what made me so mad. That's when I started with my plan. Towards the end of the party, I took the stage, which wasn't really a stage, just a projector that played the video the birthday girl's friends had made for her and an empty space in front of it. Everybody thought I was going to make a speech about the birthday girl, but I had other plans, of course. So I went on, and the first thing I did was to thank everybody coming and how important the birthday girl was to me. And then I smoothly transitioned into talking about trust and betrayal and how there's no one in your life that can just put your trust in. You could see the people getting curious, wondering where I was going with this or if I was throwing shade on the birthday girl. And that's when I dropped the bombshell. I told everybody that my best friend of more than a decade had been in a relationship with my husband. Way before we even got married. I didn't stop there, though. I laid out all the evidence I gathered, printed the screenshots of texts and emails, all the photos that I had from their phone, everything. Thankfully, my friend, the birthday girl, was supportive and helped me with this. The entire room went ablaze as I told them everything that was happening, and what happened in the past as well. I mean, most of them know all of us through mutuals, just because we're old friends and no one expected Ashley and Sam to do all this. I announced as well that I was taking a divorce from Sam, and told him that he should sign the papers at home if he knows what's good for him. And then I left the party. I'm currently at my mother's house, which is 25 minutes away from where I live. Ashley and Sam have been texting and calling constantly, but I haven't talked to them yet. It's been 2 days. Sam already had the divorce papers since I left them at his side of the table, but I'll go and pick them up as soon as possible. Final update. Hey everyone, I just wanted to give y'all an update on exactly how things are going. After everything that happened with the big reveal at the birthday party and the fallout from it, I've had a lot of time to think, and I just needed these last 4 months to process and move forward from everything. First off, I've definitely made Sam and Ashley pay for their betrayal. Ashley lost her job, her reputation is in shambles, and she's become a social pariah. Sam is facing public humiliation and a messy divorce. They're both suffering, and a part of me feels satisfied about it. But as satisfying as it was to see them get what they deserved, I've started to see the impact all this has on little Emily. Emily's been through a lot with this whole situation. She's young and she doesn't fully understand what's going on, but she can sense the tension and the changes. She's been asking questions, and I can tell that she's feeling insecure and unstable. Seeing her like this has made me realize my revenge, while it felt good at the moment, had also hurt her stability. She needs a stable environment, and I've decided it's time to focus on rebuilding our lives for her sake. I've been putting a lot of effort into creating a stable, loving home for Emily. We've started new routines, spent more time together, and I'm also making sure that she feels safe and secure. Well, as for Sam and Ashley, yeah, they're dealing with the fallout from everything. Sam is struggling with the divorce. He's trying to save face, but it's clear that he's on the losing side. My lawyers are relentless, and with all the evidence I've gathered, I'm confident that Emily and I will come out of this on top. Sam's public humiliation in our social circle is still going on. He's finding it hard to rebuild his life. His reputation, it's in tatters, and he's lost a lot of friends and business connections. And Ashley, her life isn't any better. Losing her job was just the beginning. She's trying to find new work, but her reputation is messing it up, since she's also lost most of her social circle. I just know that they're both suffering. It should feel satisfying, but it's a hollow victory. Not gonna lie.